we have a lot of earnings, people. We're going to have Amazon blowing it out of the park. Beating expectations here. What are they going to say? 181.5 billion in sales. Initial share dips due to rising expenses after hours trading. But anyway, this is our that's Amazon. Then we have Google. Meta did not come out very well on this one. Google now, dude, all-time highs. Ooh, this very excellent for Google. Q1 with revenue 109.9, driving shares. I had said Google and Amazon are my holds, but then I'm at Microsoft. One of my students holds Microsoft, so I root for them. I don't think Bill Gates is going to lose, but he's not on a high here. Actually, well, Amazon, if they can break 300, they're doing well. They're doing well. This isn't even as much as it would be. Yeah, they're going to look better than that on their year tomorrow. And then Meta did not have the best time here. Their guidance on expenditure guidance is 125 to 145, despite Q1 strong. Well, let's see what they came out with. I'm not holding Meta, but they're not terrible for the year. Well, you have Kaizen, and he is breaking down their CapEx guidance. And these are annual. Jedman's also going into space, but remember, Google and space too, and Google is holding Planet Labs, ASTS. Wait, is it ASTS? What are Google's holdings? But they're going insane, so they make money off that as well, which I don't know what Meta's holdings are. All right, this is a quick grok breakdown. Revenue 56.3 billion, 33% year over year. I would have to say that is very nice for the Lizard King. Guidance above consensus. Net sales at 194 to 199 billion versus 189 estimated. All of these bitches that say they don't shop at Amazon. Boycott what? Alphabet at Google. Revenue 109.9, 22%. Cloud 20 billion. Jumped to 6.2 from 2.2. And then you have, which has the slowest growth? That's kind of crazy. Well, Focus, massive spending. Yeah. 630 billion. This is crazy. That's how you see TeraWolf, Iron, I'm hoping SLNH, NUAI. This is going to be data center money. You have Cypher. Why don't we just take a gander at the little data centers while we're at it? Because here's would be, okay, if you had Iron, do what Iron did. And that is after a year, okay? And people talk shit on Iron. I'm not holding up. Then Cypher's another one. But did they have earnings? What did they report? Actually, maybe it's just from announcements from the build-outs. Maybe they did. What is theirs? Is it May 4th? No. So I'm wondering if they're jumping on this news, because Google is also connected to insider selling from TeraWolf. That's why I kind of want to throw the rest. My average on TeraWolf was 8.15, and I've been selling some off and buying more when it was down. So now I don't know what I want to do. But SNLH? What is this? I might sell the rest of this 100, because I am holding them in an IRA too. At 152% gain, but I want more gain than that. I want a 200% gain. I think they can do it. I'm going to wait. This files to sell 2.46 million shares, boosting liquidity. The move reflects confidence in growth. I will see how this one goes. And they had something yesterday. They're talking about their Dorothy project. This was yesterday, April 28th. And 3 megawatt Bitcoin mining operation. Okay, so they also do the data centers is what I really want. I don't really give a fuck about Bitcoin or mining the crypto. Because if this powered by the 150 megawatt Briscoe farm. So 3 of it is spoken for from this one. But imagine if SLNH announces one of these big ass hyperscales and all the money that they're spending on this shit. I would like to say I think it will happen, okay? Okay, and I wanted to double check. Google is ASTS, Planet Labs. They don't have any other disclosures, which I'm pretty sure if I looked, I could find something. But that's another reason Google is, I like it. Oh my God. People hate on my knock pose. These people. They just need to get with the fucking program. How is it this bad if the Vatican is invested in Meta and Google and they're all about data centers? So I would just have to say that the Vatican, it is the most holiest of things to invest in the technocracy. That's my opinion. But anyways, you also had the VIAV, which I'll do that one. This is beautiful, people. I know if you've been watching me, I do a lot of risky ass things. But this, I didn't think it was a risky move at all. Should I have maybe? But I didn't, and it's working out excellently. And I really want MRAM. I should, VIAV, if I would have allocated it more into the VIAV, into the MRAM, I should have did that right before this all happened. Because this is what I thought, and I am up on MRAM. It was 58% up before earnings, so that would have been whatever, but I didn't do that. Anyways, I still think they're going to keep going, like a lot. 332% gain in a year is barely nothing for these, and after the tech stuff, now all of them are going to go. And I would also say the TRT, this is bullish for them as well, because they're part of all this build out. I might even say that they could, and VIAV's thing, oh no, they did have a dramatic rise, but that's not too dramatic in this swing of things. Okay, I did buy a little bit more of that one because I think they could rise tomorrow too, because this VIV combined with the Google and the Amazon, I think it's going to bode very well. But anyways, these guys are going to have revenue up 43% year over year, 13% new data center. Total revenue, 406 million versus the 284 in quarter 3 of 2025, 42% year over year. 321, 54% optical security. That's these testings. And they do more than just testing here. So I think that is. And excellent. Well, this was kind of up, but cash investment short term, 508 million, but they do have 1,000 million in debt. But I think they can get out of that decently quick, because data center, aerospace, defense, and markets expecting both to continue as strong drivers for the foreseeable future. And they want 1.5 trillion in the Pentagon spending. Sphere and acquisition, that clearly contributing. Excellent for them. Revenue, 427 to 437, continued sequential. I like it. So VIV, I'm hoping for more rising. Then we have our MRAM. And I listened to the MRAM call, and Sanjeev is quite a tight-lipped CEO, which I guess comparing it to the poet is probably a good thing, because they weren't disclosing much on how this 40 million defense contract is going to work, or exactly disclose what they said. It had just happened. And then someone else's post on this was, this FinC guy had one, and then another guy had it, and he was questioning, or was it? It was someone that wasn't me. Bon237 had said, transformational, not ordinary, 73% of annual revenue in a single deal. This is for all of the space and defense spending, and Honeywell, because Honeywell is constantly named in things, and they do the MRAM with MRAM. And then confirmation why they released it now. I think it's just they only care about their execution. I do not think he cares at all about narrative. He doesn't give a backlog number. That clearly shows, in my opinion, that he doesn't really care about that. And the product sales thing, he had said the focusing on the product sales. So in the call, and core product MRAM chips accelerating strongly. Yes, because of space, I would say. But the licensing deals are so annoying, because look at Netlist. They're constantly in this litigation, and litigation definitely is an expense, because you'd said improving, having licensing revenue, high margin, improving gross margin means margins on the chips themselves are improving. Massive unexplained deterioration in the press relief. Revenue guidance is up, but GAAP loss collapses. Something significant is happening in the expense line. I think it's the fucking shit with Avalanche, which he has Avalanche lawsuits, because they said something about them being like 189 million in the quarter for the litigation. Someone had asked in the call, and then they had said that those litigation costs could continue for the next 4 to 6 quarters. So that doesn't really bode well for what's going on with the Avalanche thing. But if they're still rising, and I guess you could say litigations are normal in tech, because that's just how things are. Anyways, I don't know. Cash dropped $4 million in a single quarter from 44.5 to 40 million for a significant drop. CFO says due to CapEx investments for microchip, which makes sense. Yes, licensing revenue in free fall. Well, maybe they don't want to be in the licensing business anymore and focusing on the products. But that's someone's thoughts on it. And then there was another one that had said structural shift in growth trajectory. 13% year-over-year revenue driven entirely by 28% surge in MRAM product sales. Management announced massive $40 million U.S. prime contract award and a new microchip foundry service. However, bottom line tells a messier story. GAAP operating expenses spiked 22 year-over-year due to a sudden $1.6 million litigation charge. Yes. Despite the near-term profitability hit, the QT guidance implies accelerating revenue growth, nearing 21% year-over-year midpoint, excludes the upcoming 40% contract pipeline. So that's something. They are making up for the lawsuit snicklefritz with this $40 million defense contract. 2.5 their typical quarterly revenue. Significantly de-risks the medium-term outlook. But see, they didn't say how it's going to be dispersed, like what quarters or whatever. Sales grew 28 year-over-year, 14.1, successfully offsetting steep decline. Bear case. Margin drop 18.3, the worst level in over a year, highly distorted by a 1.6 litigation charge. God damn it. Despite revenue beating, GAAP loss. So, people, this stupid Avalanche, may we wish them incineration and hope that this comes through. The Japan destocking reversing to growth. Inventory below industrial. Management explicitly noted the destocking phase is ending, particularly citing recovering customer demand in Japan. That is interesting. Which makes me want to look at this. Renee says, this is Japanese memory, and I'll see what they'll do, because they had a top right there. So this is what I'm playing with, and we'll see. I don't know. This makes me bullish on them, but we'll see. I think they can go down more. But anyways, the other litigation, this is definitely the fall there. But anyways, I'm pleased with these picks here. And then we'll have IQ APF, and we had SciVF coming up. So that also we'll see. But as far as, oh yeah, the Copen thing. Oh, you know what you guys should listen to? Chris P. Red Hard Tech did an interview with the Copen CEO, and you can watch the recording. And I am very bullish on Copen when he was saying stuff how Palantir. I wonder if this rose them some. And I bought in today when they were on this down. So now we'll see. And also, ANZ is a holding. So I kind of would have considered myself a Copen holder regardless through Eric Bruck's smart decision. Also, he had went into SVIA, except ANZ is looking like shit right now, people. Because they had a defense agreement with AI Solutions. And then they did a flapperoni. And then ANZ, this risk of dilution, a prospect for 2.3 million shares raised investor apprehension. Despite the Mistral acquisition, which is bringing in revenue already. So I trust Eric Bruck's vision, and I've trusted it since under $1, and I'm going to continue trusting Eric Bruck's vision.